folks, we're here with another We Will Holla podcast. Let's get it. Let's go. Today, we are reviewing One Piece Chapter 10, 48, 20 years. But before we get into the episode, my man, Emmanuel, a.k.a. Nova's World is here. Introduce yourself, bro.
Yo, guys, we're back again for another chapter review. So let's just get into it. Let's have a good time.
Okay, bet. Before we get into the episode, Nova's World, where can we find you at, bro?
Of course, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok, NovaSwole. I post anime fitness stuff, but we're here to talk about One Piece. So let's get into it.
You guys go follow that. Remember, go like, comment, subscribe, turn notification bell notify for all anime against your content related. Go follow my co-host at ivy.lens for photography, RNC Dark. If you are interested in any type of Twitch games, I hope you guys enjoy this chat review that we're going to start. Let's get into it. Chapter 1048, again, 20 years. So, do you want to talk about the cover panel? Anything you took away from this?
From the cover panel, because there were a lot of theories of like who are those two people who are walking in. But if it is Reiju and who is it, Yonji? It Yonji?
Yes.
Reiju and Yonji. If it is them two, then I guess they're gonna have to save their brothers, aren't they? But yeah, what about you?
I'm very interested in these Whole Cake Island covers. I think they've been some of the best ones. Maybe not. I enjoyed the Ace cover story a lot more, but like these are like some of the best ones, and like it's refreshing to see.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in them. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens because I like the theories, with Blackbeard pirates, are they gonna jump in? But I'm actually just enjoying seeing what's happened because when we left them off in Whole Cake Island, we didn't know what happened to them. So looking forward to finding out.
Right. Now against the chapter, we start off with Luffy and Kaido battling and dueling out. So what do you take away from this part? We're at another part of the fight, and people would love to say this part was dragged on. But honestly, I guess I'll talk about this a little later. I love this chapter. Maybe not, I don't know what I would rate it yet, but I love this chapter. And what do you take away from, because honestly, the fight itself wasn't the most important part. I think it was the pre-dialogue into us flashing back 20 years. What do you say?
Yes, I completely agree. Like, in fact, I'm not even gonna lie, I reread the chapter just before this, and I don't know, I was in my emotions, but like tears were dropping down. It was good. It was very good.
One Piece can do that.
Oh wow. Oh, they had to go through, and then Oda's. All right, we can talk about the specific panels, but like, gosh, it was very good. It was a good chapter, and tell me what bits are we gonna discuss first? All right.
I would say like the most important part of this chapter is the flashback. What do you think of that?
Well, the flashback itself, let's just be honest. Like, I remember firstly reading it, I read the scans, the fan translations, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really feel it. I didn't feel it. I'm gonna be honest. But the second time, just rereading it, I was in my emotions or something.
Right.
And it was just the like, gosh, Kaido and then Orochi, the pain he put them through, they were happy. People were happy. And then to just leave that, especially, when that father was dragged away, it was like, take all of them, whoever's able to work, take them away. And then to see that one panel where the woman's in a deserted field and there was a skull, man, it was like, wow, they went through hell. They went through hell, waited 20 whole years, 20 years, nothing. Just on that one thing that Toki told them, that one wish, that's what they were holding on to. And it was just sick. And this is why you read One Piece, for the emotions, yeah. So yeah.
No, I would agree. Like, this is definitely the highlight part of this chapter. But what do you think? Like, were you excited for this part of the chapter, or were you like, did you expect this, or did you like expect we was gonna get more battling? Because honestly, I was happy that we didn't get like a flashback between Momonosuke and Luffy Kaido. But like, I was happy we finally get some backstory on top of all the fighting that we've been getting.
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's not that I wasn't expecting it. You know what? I'm just enjoying the flow of it. It was a nice break. I'm so interested in what Kaido and Luffy are doing because what Kaido did this chapter was pretty sick as well. Let's be honest. Like, and some little things about him getting on fire. I don't want to talk too much. We'll hop onto that next. But in general, just this flashback, it was just refreshing, just a little bit, because like it builds context for the fight. Why is Luffy fighting? What are we fighting for? This is what we're fighting for. These people of Wano, and it's pretty sick, isn't it?
I agree. I think this flashback is so vital because you understand, like, you get to read, like, sometimes when a story you get so deep, you forget, like, the little people, the people who actually endured it. Because we were following Luffy and the Straw Hats and their journey for so long that you sometimes like you do remember that's what we're fighting for, but sometimes you forget like like 20 years. That's a long time. That's longer than like most like me. You are like you're 20. That's your whole life. I mean, like that's
Exactly.
like a long
I
period of time. So I was really, it really like, it didn't make me cry to that point, but I did feel for people. I was like, yo, like this is crazy. Like this, when I read this chapter, even on the first read, because sometimes with One Piece, I do have a thing where the first chapter, when I read the first time, I just be like, oh, that was cool. Like I don't really have any like crazy reaction, so I go back and maybe read two, three times. But it just made you hate Orochi more because Orochi's kind of like that kid who has like the big brother on the block, and he'll talk crazy to you, but because you know big brother down the street, and he'll beat you up if you try to talk to him or something like that.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. The one thing that I want to say that in my first read that I didn't really feel was the Orochi beheading. I don't know if I predicted it. Oh, I didn't predict. I said Zoro would
Do
come
you
up
think
and
so?
slice off
So
his
do
head.
you think he's actually dead though?
Um, I mean, like again, I mean, with the flashback and everything, um, I kind of you don't know of Orochi because like I really hope he is. This is just like, but then again, it's Orochi. Is it enough? Because like with the Kurozumi, because he still has to, Oda needs to resolve the issue of the Kurozumi clan. Like, is it fully resolved? And I don't feel it is yet. But for what this chapter built up, the build up of Orochi putting all of these people, all the people of the land of Wano through this pain, and just seeing Denjiro slice his head off, it felt somewhat satisfying. However, in the first read, it didn't feel as satisfying, but after rereading it again, getting those emotions of the people,
Yeah.
it felt more satisfying seeing Denjiro slice his head off. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's why.
I would like I kind of would because he's such a scumbag, but like I just it's One Piece. You can never really know for sure. So it's like I thought that was cool to see, but you never really know for sure. So that's I guess my opinion on the Roshi. Even the whole backstory thing, like it focuses more on like how the people were affected and stuff like that, and what we're fighting for and the freedom and stuff like that. So that's my takeaways. We could talk about the fight now, like I guess we can
Yes.
stop. What do you
All right. My instant thing was, all right, it's the idea of Luffy is parallel to Odin, so him facing Kaido and his Kaido's in his burning, blazing form, and with the burning Bagua, it's like Luffy's going through his trial of fire, and it's just like, yo, all right, he's now facing Kaido, and Luffy's. But I'm gonna be honest. I mean, the the clash itself is I think we're gonna get more in the next chapter, but it was just sick. I mean, again, Kaido whips out another cool ability. He can turn his body into fire, which is just sick. What about you? What did you think of it?
Uh, I don't think this was the best part of the chapter by far because it wasn't like the most highlighted part. But it was cool to see. Like we're still going through the fight, so it's like I feel like next chapter we might just have like a full out action, like barely any words type of panel. It's cool to see. Like crazy to see how like at this point like Kaido is not even like nowhere near distraught. Like he might be exhausted, but he has so many forms of like abilities that like he has like a very deep bag. So I'm interested to a certain point, but I definitely think they weren't the best part of this chapter for sure.
I agree. I agree. It like the main highlight of this chapter was the backstory,
Right,
definitely. But
right.
you know what though? The more you see Kaido's abilities, yeah, the more it's interesting. He can make wing blades. He can make thunder. He can call on thunder. He can fly. He can
Right.
turn his body into fire. I mean, like it's one of the most diverse abilities. So it's pretty
Nah,
sick.
I agree. I agree. So I think we covered basically everything for this chapter. You have any more before I ask some wrap up questions?
Not really. I mean, that was the chapter felt because it was basically split into two parts: the backstory and a little bit on Kaido. So we more or less covered every basis. Only other thing would be, the 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 fire festival, them
Mhm.
wishing for Orochi to die. That was pretty cool.
Mm.
There was a small bit on Usopp as well, with Kinemon, like when he was like, "Oh no, please don't. Hopefully you're not dead." So I don't know what's going to happen with them.
Right.
Yeah. So we covered practically everything. So
Right,
yeah.
right, right. So, 1049 is next week, I think. Still next week, right? We're not on the break week. So what do you predict for 1049?
For 1049, I think either Momonosuke moves this or either Momonosuke moves the island or Kaido somehow burns the island itself so that you know how they're sending the lights into the sky so it
Right,
will look like Onigashima is on fire. I don't know how and why, but like if that happens, that'd be very cool. Because you know, I mean, if Luffy does punch him and he goes into the island's gonna light up on fire.
right,
But at
right.
the same time,
Mhm.
it's just like I also feel like Kaido doesn't look like he's about to be defeated. Even though Luffy's saying it's the final punch, the way he's fighting, Kaido doesn't look like he's about to be defeated. So
Right, right. I think we're close to seeing maybe another Luffy L. I think we're really close to seeing that. I not even because he's like because I'm trying to like gatekeep and say Luffy can't. It's just like it's one of them things where Kaido is just so much like has so much of the physical advantage at this point. And I don't know where Oda's going, which is like I guess a good that's a good thing, I guess, for readers because it's like I don't know how you make Luffy more unstoppable, like how you buffer him up so much more to make him on a level without just breaking the whole series down to the barrier, like the barrier of what you're talking about. So I don't know. I do expect. I don't know like how, but I do expect like a full on action fight, action chapter. But I do expect like in the end of 1049, Luffy will be defeated.
one thing I do want to throw in was that you know when Kaido was about to face off the daimyos of the kingdom.
Mhm.
So
Right,
there was one guy that Oda didn't show. He just showed his sword. So he showed the four daimyos, and there was one more that he just showed the guy unsheathing something. So that's another mystery that we still need to find out. But
right,
Oda's still dropping in hints of things for us to try and figure out. But it's still pretty cool.
right, right, right. So, what would you rate this chapter 1 through 10?
You know me, I'm very strict to my rating. So overall, I give this a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It was a good chapter, good feels, very good feels. I mean, the Kaido versus Luffy, like we've seen better, but overall, Kaido's abilities were sick. Luffy, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Momonosuke. Like I'm really invested in his growth. And yeah, it was just and I love the backstory. So an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say like I guess it's like nitpicking, but I'm gonna say like an 8.8 and not a 9 because it would have been 9 if maybe we started the whole chapter off with more backstory or maybe more action. Like we kind of got a good combination of both, but like the backstory was so good that I wanted it more. So I'm gonna say 8.8 out of 10. Yeah, it was a really good chapter. It was way better than the last chapter in my opinion, like way
Mhm.
better in
Definitely,
my opinion.
definitely.
But yeah, do you have anything else, bro? About
Yeah, no, this was a great chapter. Looking forward to next week. No break next week, so looking forward to it.
Bet. So we're about to get out of here again. Man, where can we find you at? Thanks for coming on as usual, but where can we find you,
No problem. Yeah, it's all about One Piece. Well, the fans of
bro?
One Piece, exactly in it. So find me on Novasol, TikTok, Instagram. Anime Gensho is amazing. So we're blowing up, so it's pretty sick. So yeah.
Thanks for coming on, man. You're the homie. You're always appreciate, and we're gonna get you more on here besides One Piece because I know you be in the anime
Oh,
sphere. Because I be
yo, of course. There's actually there's a new manga that just popped up in Shonen Jump. I really enjoyed it. It was like the first chapter. I don't know if you checked it out, but main character was pretty interesting. So we might have to talk about that.
okay, bet. Send me it in our group chat, and I'll go check it out. Yeah, I
100%.
hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn notification on for all anime Geisha content. Comment down below. What was your chapter 1048, 1 through 10? What was the highs or the lows? What do you guys expect for the next chapter? Have you guys been following? Like how do you feel about one or comment all that stuff down below? Follow my co-hosts at IU.Lens and RNC Dark. And again, comment, let us know. Did we rate it too high, too low? Let us know all that. Hit us up on Instagram, and TikTok, any of that good stuff. I hope you guys have a great day, and we are out. Peace.
Peace.
We used to play out in the rain. You're